Welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I'm your host, Glenn Pooh Harding. Tonight, we have a very special guest. Sorry we're starting a little bit late, but gotta prepare. This basketball head is a Manhattan Center great, all-city performer, and top 100 player in the country. He put in so much work, he accumulated 7 triple-doubles in one season. And that's putting in some work. After playing at Manhattan Center, this basketball head went the prep route in Maine and Bridgton Academy. Over by me when I was at MCI. Salute, King. After prep school, he attended Allegany Community College, where they were the #1 JUCO in the country in 1990 and 1991, while he was one of the top guards on the junior college scene. This basketball head also played at Eastern Arizona College and played 6 years professionally overseas. So, let's get the show on the road. Without further ado, help me welcome to the show, Manhattan Center Alleghany College great, Andre McColluogh.
Y'all ready? Yes. You have just stepped into the world of chaos, where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Happy up, everybody. Get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
There you go. All right. Let's make some noise for my guy, Dre.
What's good, my brother?
Now. That's right.
What's good? You can hear me?
What's going on, fam?
Man, I'm hanging in there, man. Just watching a little bit of NBA.
Yeah? Who's playing?
Right now, they got Orlando and Philly playing, Washington and the Nets.
Okay. Listen, how do you feel about this new NBA, man? Do you enjoy it as much?
Not really. It's to me, it's basically watered down. Too many little fouls. They don't let them play like back in the days, man. You wasn't getting that type of foul back in the days. You had to work for yours, and it's like they're giving it to them now.
Dre, if it was that easy when we was coming up, they would have to do something to keep. Well, they did do a lot to keep us out the league. Let me say that. And all of us wasn't good enough back then. We'll keep it real. But now I look at these guys, I'm like, I can play with these dudes. Nobody playing any defense. I get to shoot my shot. No, I can draw fouls. We know how to draw fouls, so we've been at the line a lot.
There you go. It's nothing but touch fouls now. Touch fouls.
Man. We had to deal with the Pearl Washingtons, Lloyd Daniels, Bernard King. We can go on and all the guys we had to deal with in our own city, especially we was coming up. Kenny Anderson, Ross Strickland, Boo Harvey, and all those guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right about that.
Too much, brother. So I want to jump right into this, man, because I know people been waiting for you. Who introduced you to the game?
Jamal Walker, man. I don't know if you remember Jamal Walker. Played at Xavier University, went to Cotton Hayes High School. We all from the same neighborhood. My brother was a big-time ball player too, but he didn't push me to play until later on. But Jamal Walker was the first guy that took me to the Gaucho gym to try out for the Gauchos, and I couldn't even play.
Wow. Now your brother is Al McColluogh.
Right.
Who I played against.
Exactly, yeah.
There you go. So I was like, I don't remember you being on Manhattan Center. Talk about 2 brothers being on Manhattan Center. I remember Al. This is why I had to ask the question. Was you in that? But then I spoke to John Arnold, and he told me you came afterwards. So
yeah, my brother was born. Yes, sir. That's my dude. Yeah, my brother was gone when I came in. My brother graduated already, and basically
Right.
when I walked in, John, I believe John was a senior that year. I came in as a freshman.
Yes, yes. Your brother was tough, man. Your brother was tough, man. Good offensive player, even better defensive player, man. Like, he was
Yeah,
smooth with it. You know
Hell
what I'm
yeah.
saying? I give props when props due, man. Fact. Tell him
Yes,
I said
sir.
what's up. He's welcome to come on anytime. I love to dig into my Manhattan Center guys. Y'all was looking past us, right? Everybody be like, yeah, fam. I speak to Kenny and they be like, yo, we was looking past y'all, man. We didn't think. Like, hey, but, you know, let everybody know that Dynasty started with us, that 86 team, all right? But enough
I
of me.
heard.
This is your night, man. This is your night. It's all about you, giving you your flowers. And I know you made a lot of people proud and put a lot of smiles on people's faces when they came to watch you play.
Yes, yes, yes. I was told that, man. You know, it feels good sometimes to walk outside and certain people remember you and they be like, yo, man, I remember when you was in high school, man. You was a tough cat. I'm like, oh, shit, thank you. I didn't even realize they knew who I was at some time.
Listen, brother, I could go down the list right now, and I'm going to do this real quick because you had a lot of people showing you love. F from Whitehead was like,
That's my
it was
dude.
his Uptown Connect. All right? Lisa, who's tapped in right now, she said, I went to high school with him.
Yeah.
My guy Cook Schroeder, producer, was like, yo, that's my coach. Right? Legend. We go on. My guy B. Order said, man, Dre, no noise, no fanfare. Dre was quietly busting ass, no questions asked. But forget about the ball. He's a stand-up brother, no questions.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So I'm going to go on and just get right into the interview. Keep going on, man, because show you some love. All right. Where in the city did you grow up?
I was in the Bronx on Cortland Ave, actually like 2 blocks away from Alfie Smith High School, Melrose Projects.
Right. Okay.
Same neighborhood as
I thought
Richie
you was a
Adams.
Harlem guy. You straight up.
Everybody did. Everybody thought I was from Harlem. You know, I guess going to Manhattan Center, meeting a lot of guys like John Arnold, and I always hung out in Harlem with a lot of the dudes. So they figured I lived out there.
Wow, that's crazy. What was it like growing up in the Bronx back then? You know, because people have no idea. They see the Bronx now and have no idea the time that you grew up in the Bronx. It probably was a little bit different. How was the Bronx back when you was growing up?
Definitely, it was definitely a little rough. You had, fight your way through it every day. It was a lot of good ball players. I had Richie Adams across the street from me. Carlton Hines is also from my neighborhood. We from the same neighborhood. Lee Green and Rod Strickland is from down the block. So it was tough, man. Just to play ball, man. You got on that court, you got to be ready to hoop. It was one game.
First of all those names that you just ran off are all New York City greats.
Yes, sir.
Like, no one was average.
Yes, sir.
Wow. What age did you fall in love with the game?
I'm going to say around about 15, 16 years old when I figured out I knew how to play. Going to the Gauchos with Dave McColluogh, and he showed me, man. I remember it was me, Mashburn, David King, Conrad McCray. We came in, we ain't know nothing. They picked me down because I could jump. It was like, oh shit, you can jump, man. We need somebody like you. But I didn't know how to play. 2 years later, I'm looking at magazines and my name is in there. I'm like, oh shit, I made a magazine. He just showed us so much, and it helped out.
Hold on. My cover's all beat up, right? But was it the Street and Smith magazine?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Right? You listen, if your name was in Street and Smith, you were certified. Like my guy, Super for A Game would say, right? You were definitely certified. That was our source magazine back in the day.
Yes, sir. Real talk.
Facts, facts. That was our Source magazine back in the day. So crazy. So, when you was a preteen and you at the Gauchos, was that the first time you was playing in like the games with the referees and all that, besides the pickup games?
Exactly. That was the first time, getting used to what's going on. Because all I did was watch my brother play a lot, and I played a lot of football. But coming over to the other side of the sport, man, it was on. Once I got comfortable with it, it was over, man. I loved the game so much, man. Still love this game.
Yo, let me tell you, I'm going to do this because I only do this to guys who say what you just said. I played football too.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Listen, that's why I went to Lincoln.
There you
I went
go.
to Lincoln to play football.
Wow. It turned out playing basketball.
Right? Kids these days only play basketball. When we was coming up, it was a little bit baseball, football,
Yes.
basketball, and then we went to the sport that we loved the most.
There you go. There you go. I hear you now. Yeah. I can hear you now.
All right, cool. All right, so I love when I hear my guys say, you know what? I played baseball, man. Then I fell in love with basketball. What position you played in football?
Running back. Loved it.
Wow. And that was one of the reasons why I was going to Lincoln to follow my running back. That's crazy. What team did you play on? Because I know when we played in the Buddy Duck League, and we played in right behind Yankee Stadium, either behind Yankee Stadium or across from Yankee Stadium. Remember that football field?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I played for the Renegades in Brooklyn, so we used to travel all throughout the city playing.
Okay. Yeah. So I didn't make the team, but I always followed them. I was with the Road Runners. All the guys from my neighborhood.
Yes.
Played with the Road Runners, but I just followed them. I wasn't that good to make it, but I played a lot of football, but I ain't play on that team though.
Man, the fact that you know who they are and you was on the scene, brother, that just means a lot. I'm being real. Wow. So when those guys who you named, the Ross Stricklands and those guys, right? Did you see them playing in the park?
Oh, all the time, man. Him, Dedrick Irvin, his brother Byron. I used to be down in Patterson Projects, which is like right down the hill from Melrose, all the time. Or we even went to like Mitchell Gym, where it was across the street from where Rod was at. And we would ball in there every Sunday. That's how you got your game together.
Yo, they said Byron Strickland jump shot was crazy. Is that true?
Vicious.
I know we celebrate Rod, and rightfully so. But they said, that, man, his brother Byron could shoot that rock crazy.
Yeah, he was dangerous with that, man. His jumper was crazy.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. My guy, Cook Slow, he said, what was it like playing with Dave Sweets, Carlton Hines, and the battles at Brandeis with Nut?
Oh, man. Yeah. That was crazy. Well, me and Carlton only played for 1 year together at Manhattan Center. He went on to prep school. Dave Sweet only got to play with me for 1 year at Manhattan Center before I left to go to prep school. But the battles at Brandeis, it was good, man. They had a decent team, but, Manhattan Center just was a notch better than what they was. But it still was a battle. You couldn't just walk in there thinking you was getting a win. They made us work for hours.
And did not give people fits.
Yo, yeah. It wasn't easy with Nut. I mean, he picked you up full court and all. It was like, you had to work for yours. He ain't let you come in his gym or wherever you played against him at and just walk the ball up.
That's real. Who is your favorite NBA player coming up?
Rod Strickland, man. That's all I know, Rod Strickland.
Yo, let me tell you. Rod, he had a slender build. Then he went away to Oak Hill, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think his freshman year at DePaul, we played with each other in the Empire State games. Yo, his shoulders was like this. Like he just stood out. His arm, and I just was looking and saying to myself, damn, yo, you need to get in the gym. Like, because a lot of us, that wasn't our thing. Getting
Right.
into the gym. Right? And I guess once he went to Oak Hill, it was just a whole different program.
Yeah, definitely was. I was gonna go there, but when I took my visit, I was like, nah, I think I'm gonna go somewhere else. And then the school out in Maine kept calling me. And when I got there, you know, we was one of the top programs in New England, and we did our thing, man. But you definitely put on body weight when you go to prep school. I know I did. You know, I got much bigger. Once I got to college, I got even bigger, and it just helped my whole game out.
Nice. All right. I appreciate you, Coach KFBK. These stories only get better and better every time, man. When you think you heard it all, you haven't heard too much. All right? For everybody that's in the room, I appreciate you for being here. If you haven't been to my YouTube page, please go to my YouTube page and subscribe. It's the same. So if you want to go see Ross Strickland interview, Kenny Anderson interview, Rolando Blackman, Jerry Ice Reynolds, you know, I can go on and on for days. Elmer Anderson, Mo Hicks. Go to my YouTube page. They all on there. So, now, let's get to this. You get to the point where you're playing at the Gauchos and you're playing in your first game, correct?
Yes, sir.
How is that feeling playing in your first game at the Gauchos with the referees and people watching you?
Shit, you was nervous at first, man. You know, you just kept passing the ball. It was like hot piece of butter. You know what I'm saying? The ball came to you, you were like, okay, I'm gonna pass it right back. But you know, Dave made us felt comfortable, and that, like after game one, and you understood what was going on, and you got comfortable. Man, it was all like, just let me. I bring the ball up all the time now. Like you was comfortable. Like I said, my backcourt was crazy. David King, David Edwards, myself. And we just did our thing. And then our big boys, you had Mashburn down low with Conrad and Eric Mobley and Carlton Hines. We was stacked, man. We was stacked.
Man.
And we had Yoda, Lamar Evans. We was stacked.
What is Yoda doing these days?
I haven't spoke to Yoda in about 2 years now, but he live in PA. He's doing pretty good, man.
Listen, if you ever speak to him, tell him to reach out to basketball. Tell him to reach out to Poole, because he's another one of the most mentioned players that, you know, people are not in contact with. But when guys come up here, they always show him love. They always talk about, yo, I played with Yoda. I had a chance to play with him, because his name rang so much bells around the city. You know, either you heard about him or you played with him or you saw him play.
Yeah, you're right about that.
That's crazy. All right. Now, with your brother being Al McColluogh, right?
Yes, sir.
My guy, Cook Slow, this is his question right here. He wanted to know, what was your relationship with Jerry McColluogh?
That's my cousin. You got Jerry McColluogh, my cousin. Marvin McColluogh. Iona, my cousin. Malik McColluogh. Yeah, we got a little big family out here.
But y'all all nice as shit.
Thanks.
That's different. You know, you'd be like, yeah, my cousin, yeah, he played. He didn't make the team. My other cousin, he was nice, you know, and I did my thing. But all of y'all was serious New York City killers.
Yeah, and we all played the guard spot at that. That was crazy.
Right. Wow, man. That's why y'all had to come one after another. Y'all couldn't be at the same time, because.
And that's how it went. Exactly how it went.
Wow. So now I'm reading PSL All-Stars, right? And I'm seeing you went to Manhattan Center, then Alsatian Lutheran.
Yeah.
Alsatian
So
Lutheran, then Manhattan.
nah, I went to Manhattan Center for 2 years, and I was about to leave to go to prep school, but my grandmother passed away, so my mother wanted me to stay home that year. So instead of going back to Manhattan Center, Gauchos, directed me, why don't you go to Our Savior Lutheran for 1 year? So I went there for 1 year and shipped off to prep school.
Got you. Who is this? Oh, Kareem, what up? He said, yo, where Kareem Reed at?
Kareem Reed, he's younger than me, but he was tough, man. I mean, shit, I got to play against him on my way out too. Yeah.
Facts.
That's my dude.
Kareem, I gotta see in your picture. My guy gotta do it over. Hold on for a sec. See? This Kareem Reed picture right here.
That's a tough picture. I love that right there. Yes, sir.
Right. But this got a little tough at the end, so my guy said he's gonna do it over. And he's just getting back into the swing of things, so you'll have your picture done soon as well. For sure. So that's crazy, because when I was looking at the the all city list, and I'm going down, and I was like, oh, he went to Our Savior Lutheran, because you never mentioned that in the little brief bio that you had.
Right.
How
I was there for a year.
OSL?
It was cool. Who I played with? Anthel Hicks, Tyrone Warren from Brooklyn.
Yep.
Big fella. Who else? Danny Maggot. Who else we had there? We had a pretty decent team, man. We had a nice year. Lost to go to the city championship by 1 point to Long Island Lutheran.
That's crazy. Tough, man. So, who are some of the guys, once you got to the level that you got, that you was holding your own, who are some of the guys you was battling with throughout the city?
Oh, my biggest battle throughout the city was with Kenny and Adrian Audrey, Khalid Reeves, Derek Phelps.
Hold on. We're going to go through this one at a time. Kenny Anderson.
Yes, sir.
How was the game? Did y'all hold each other?
Oh, all the time. I'm always guarding the best player. Never got on the court and told somebody else to guard the best player. I'm always stepping up. I'm going to guard you full court, and we're going to make this happen. We're going to put on the show for the fans, man. That's how it was.
Yo, let's make some noise for that, because that's my motto. I want the smoke, baby. I want to hold the best player. You ain't
All
in
the time.
Game if you ain't holding the best player.
All the time, man. That's what I was made of.
Wow. All right, let's go to Adrian Autry, because, Adrian Autry and Kenny Anderson have some battles, and for you to be right up in there doing the same thing. Who won? Did y'all beat Malloy?
When me and Kenny played against each other, we only got a chance to play against each other when he was at Riverside right before he came over to Gauchos, But that's how me and him always met. Same thing with Adrian Audrey. Never got to play against him in high school. Always played against him, Riverside Gauchos. And the battles was crazy.
All right. You talked about some of the guys who was tough. You was playing against them. Who ass did you bust to let you know you was one of the top guards in the city?
All of them. Holding nothing back. All of them. I ain't gonna even say, man. If a Pat got on the court with me and say I ain't do something, they lying. I put my work in all day. That's how I was built, man. I was taught, when you're gonna play, go against the best guard. That's how you're gonna make your name. And that's what I did,
right.
No matter where I played at. I don't care where I was playing at. That's just what I did.
Hey, bro, I think it's only one way to go out, right? You
That's
gotta
it.
go out with somebody getting their ass bust. Either way, either you're gonna bust my ass or I'm gonna bust yours.
Exactly. So, if you got the best of me one time, the next time we meet, it's going to be even worse because I'm going to make sure I get mine, man. I just can't sit there. And I watch some of these dudes that they friends, get 25, 30. Never that. I don't even want you to get 10 on me. I can't even remember. I can't sit here and remember a time when a guard in New York City or out of New York City gave me more than 15. If somebody can say they did, I need to meet them. But I can't remember it.
That's real talk right there. That's real talk. It's like some of these guys in the NBA, you know, they like to compare Jordan to LeBron, and I'm going, LeBron playing against a bunch of his sons. All the dudes who went to the basketball camp, they wore his sneakers. They're not coming up to give him the business. They want to make sure they're friends with him.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
I never saw Barkley in a pair of Jordans.
Oh no, sir.
Didn't happen.
And no matter how close they was bumping. That's how you're supposed to bump. That's how it's supposed to be.
So you go to 2 different high schools, but still make all city.
Yes, sir. Every year. That was the plan. Once I seen what this was all lined up about, I wanted to be a part of that. I heard there was a such thing with McDonald All-American. I wanted to be a part of that. You know, I know why I didn't make McDonald All-American.
You got that certificate too, right?
I got that certificate. You better believe it. It was part of the plan. I seen my brother. My brother had it. I was like, oh shit, how can I get that? And I knew what I had to do. I went to camp. I don't give a fuck who was the top guard at camp. Damon Bailey from Indiana. They had him ranked as the top guard in our class. We used to class of 90. Man, every time when we was in the when we first got to camp, I never forget. It's my first time going to 5-star camp. It was me, Adrian Audrey, Massburn, and Brian Reese. We was sitting down at the table, and they called our names. They was like, "We need y'all to follow us." I'm like, "Oh shit, what the fuck we do?" This is day one. They said, "Y'all no longer allowed to stay in the dorms that y'all in. We're gonna move y'all to the All-American dorm." I'm like, "What? We ain't even play a game yet." We're like, "What?" We're like, "Bet." But to get there, you had to do work all week, and that's what you had to put in. I don't give a fuck who you was playing against. You had to put that work in.
Was Damon Bailey, was he that work for real?
Not to me. I mean, he was good. He was a big guard at like 6'4", but he didn't like contact. He didn't like the way New York City played. We bump and grind. He didn't want none of that. But if you let him go, he gonna put that work on you. You know, he had a nice little jumper. He could bring the ball up, but you had to harass him. And that's what I did.
Look, we us guys in New York City, we have such a hill to climb before we even get out, right? You got to bust so much ass to be invited to these camps, to get invited to these places, to only go and play against guys who you heard about. Well, only a few. Not saying that it wasn't a lot of them that was nice, but then you find out, damn, if I was in this state, I'll be All-American too.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why I said, man, we went to Vegas, man. We made sure we got out there. Whoever we played, we put that work in.
That's crazy. Said Dre was an all-star at 55th in 1990. 1990?
That was my senior year of high school.
Yeah. My guy, who's that? Dorian. Oh, what up,
That's
Dorian? What's going on? Dorian,
my dude right there. Yes, sir.
Hey, yo, Dorian, please DM. I'm going to DM you. We need to connect for sure. I got an idea. It's going to be good. Appreciate you. So, after putting in all that work, right? Go to all these camps, you make a name for yourself, and you find out you got to go to JUCO.
That hurted me, man. So coming out of high school, I committed to Pittsburgh my junior year. You know, when I went on my visit, I was like, oh, this is what it is. I love this shit. Then Eric Mobley was coming there, so I knew what it was, and that was my dude. So Coach Evans was like, listen, you sure this is what you want to do? I said, yeah, you can tell everybody in the world. I'm coming to Pittsburgh. I get to Pittsburgh, man. I never forget this day. We're in the gym, and me and Sean Miller working out together. Coach called me. He's like, McColluogh, come here. Come over to him. Said, yo,
now
what happened?
Everybody know this is Coach Sean Miller, who's at Arizona right now.
Right, who used to be at Arizona, yeah.
Who used to be at Arizona, yes.
And Coach was like, what you did? I said, what you talking about? It's like, NCAA just called us, man. You can't play this year. They're putting you on probation. I knew what I did. You know, I took some money from another school. How they found out, I don't know. And he sent me to Alleghany. Alleghany was the #1 team in the country. And I went down there, the same shit. I picked that work in, and I became the #1 guard on that motherfucking team. And we bust ass, and we lost to go to the championship to Kankakee. We was playing against man, what's his name again? He used to play with the Lakers, went to Cincinnati.
Nick
Yo, that motherfucker, yo.
I heard he was a walking bucket. He was the truth.
Buckets, yo. He was a tough matchup, you know. But we went at it, man. And they wound up beating us by like 2 to go to the championship. But yeah. And that was my freshman year.
Wow. That's crazy, yo. Listen, there was so many things and rules that these guys get paid now.
Oh yeah, they were stopping us. They didn't want us to. If we had the rules that they got now, they had to pick like 7 more teams in the NBA.
It was too many. Listen, let me explain something to you. I'm gonna give you some game real quick. They instituted the Regents exam to slow down the amount of planes that was coming out of New York City.
Yes, sir.
They instituted the SAT, right? Now these guys can take the SAT, use their best score, take it again, and put them together.
Never with us. Never. Prop 48 came out, 4 years before I came out of high school. They wanted to, like you said, they wanted to slow us down.
I got caught up in that. I went to Lincoln for 3 years, then went to MCI, right? I was the first person before Carlton High to go to MCI from New York. So I go out there, get my grades up. My school and the NCAA said, they fixed your grades. I said, what do you mean they fixed? No, they didn't fix my grades. There's no way you could have got your grades up that quick. I was like, yes, because that was the really first time I became a student athlete.
Right.
In the Prop 48. I was going to leave and go to junior college, but my mom, she didn't really understand the game. She just knew I had a basketball scholarship. It was for free, and you stay and you thug it out.
Right. Back then, that's how they do it. Yeah.
So I look at, now that I'm doing this, I done so much research, and you look at it like, damn, they instituted all these things to put a barrier to make sure we slow down the amount of talent that's coming out of New York City.
Oh, hell yeah. Like I said,
around to the rest of the country.
Think about it. My year we came out, we had 10 McDonald All-Americans. They only took 6 of us. You had Anthony Cade, Mashburn, myself, Adrian Audrey, Bryant Reese, Derek Phelps.
No, it was so bad. They didn't. My man Mashburn didn't even make it to McDonald All-American team.
Exactly. Me and Mash.
It was 10, but they only took 5 of y'all.
Wow. Yeah.
That was that 1990.
Yeah. They came.
The best class in New York City.
Right. They came. I know that summer they came to me and Mash, and they said, you and Mashburn got to come to 5-star All-Americans last session camp. Me and Mash was like, yo, we trying to go to Vegas so we can win the Vegas tournament so we can play against Chris Webber and them. Mr. Garfinkel said, if you don't show up, you will not make the McDonald team. I'm like, huh? Scratching my head. Mash looked at me and said, yo, what you going to do, Dre? I said, yo, man, let's go to Vegas, man. We went to Vegas and fucked up. And then, when we came back home, they just took us off that team. Then they offered me to play. Yeah. They offered me to play in the Dapper Dam game. And it was at Pittsburgh. Coach is calling me, you playing? Man, if I can't play in the McDonald game, I ain't playing in no game. That's the game I need. And I ain't even playing that shit.
Dorian, you're so right. How is Masburn Mr. Basketball of New York and don't make the McDonald All-American team?
That's crazy.
I'm going to take it back even further. When I had Ross Strickland on here, he said the same thing you said. Howard Garfinkel told him he needed to come to the last session of 5-star. Ross said, why? I kicked everybody's ass there already. So
Yeah.
that was, right? So it was like a syndicate of people who had their hands in the basketball scene.
Yeah.
And if you didn't do what they said, you got punished for it. Ross Strickland wasn't McDonald's All-American either.
Right, exactly. But damn, I didn't know he was told similar the same thing. That's crazy.
It was that. Go look at when you get a chance, you have to scroll down a lot, but check out his interview. He said the same thing.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Now, again, I wouldn't have known this without doing my research and then interviewing guys and hearing these stories. If you weren't punished because someone wanted to showcase you like you was their horse or prize animal,
Yes, sir.
you get to go and get the national attention you deserve.
Yeah,
But since you wasn't their show pony, you get punished.
that's what it was, man.
Salute to Howard Garfinkel. We forgive you.
Yeah, it's out dude though. He was out dude. But
Yeah,
you
you
know,
live
that's
and
what
you
we
learn.
know, man. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
definitely.
Yes. So Nick Van Exel was your toughest guard while you was in junior college.
Yeah, definitely the toughest dude I played against at JC.
Who's in the background having a lot of fun?
Oh, that's the game, man. I didn't even know you could hear the game. That's the game going on.
You turn it down just a little bit, if you
Yeah.
can. Because the feedback is going to come through. All right. That's probably the loud commercials.
Yep.
So now, you stay at Allegany a year, then you move on to Eastern Arizona?
Yeah, went to Eastern Arizona, man. Had a ball out there, you know, kicked ass and, you know, got word like, yo, you can be a pro, go pro. Went pro and it just ain't worked out for me, man. But I never stopped. I mean, it hurted a lot, but I ain't stopped, you know. Wind up I didn't get drafted or nothing like that, but Washington brought me in. I went in there, did my thing, and I got a knock on the door, and they was like, listen, man, we're gonna have to release you, you know. Doug Overton is here. He got a guaranteed contract. I'm like, what? It's like, okay, you know, ain't nothing I can do. Went overseas from there, just put that work in, man. You know.
And the reason why you went that route, because there were guarantees that you would have a chance to make it to the league.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. What did going to college prepare you for in the real world? Like you go to these schools, what did it do to prepare you for the real world?
I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. It didn't really prepare me for the real world, man. I was there. It was like I think the kids today get prepared better than we did for college, in college. When I was in school, at least where I was at, man, it was like they brought you in so they can win. You know, you can help make them a name, and that's what happened. And I enjoyed my time. Don't get me wrong, but they didn't. I don't think they prepared me for anything. You know, I mean, I got to meet a lot of good people that I'm still friends with at the two colleges that I went to, and pretty much it, man. You know, I learned everything else. It's like being home, real life, playing overseas, getting to meet other people. That's prepared me for real life.
Now, before you went overseas, did you play any tournaments? Let's talk about your time at Rucker.
Oh, Rucker, man, that Rucker is a thing for me because my first time playing Rucker, I was a freshman in high school. Played with this man named Mr. Mosley, God bless the dead. He picked me on, and from there I played with Mousie's Dream Team. Anywhere you want it. Who else I played with out there? The Posse. That's just about every team I played on. we went to either the championship or we was in the game right before the championship. I never played on a team and just lost the whole season.
Wow. Who's some of the guys that was on your team up at Rutgers?
Wow. One year, man, we had me, Terry DeHare, Future. Shit, well, man, we was loaded on that team, man. I can't even think of everybody that was on that team right now. But Mousie's dream team, we had a crew. Then I went to Anywhere You Wanted.
Mousy kept a team, and
Oh yeah,
he said, yo, Mousy, I know you don't do interviews, but I got to get an interview with you. He said, yo, Pooh, you know I don't do interviews, but I one day I to get you. So I said, one day I'm at to track him down and get him in the park, you know, and do a little sit down, even if it's a 20-minute, 30-minute, just to pick his brain a little bit, because he's somebody that is a New York City basketball icon, right? When we talk about all the players he coached and all the great games that he's been involved with, you know, we want to try to get these stories down because, look, times are changing and we're losing a lot of New York City greats. You named about 5 dudes who you played with who already passed away.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not like, you know, old age kicking us, you know, just certain things is out here that's getting in the way.
There you go.
Yeah. So my guy Al Bug wanted to know, what countries did you play for?
Played in Switzerland, played in Germany, played in France, did a small tour out in Puerto Rico. And everywhere I went, I had a great time though, man. You know, got to meet some different guys. Some of the older guys was in the country. Like when I got to France, I got to hang out with Billy Goodwin and Walter Berry, you know. When I was in Switzerland, you know, it was so close to France, I could take a train and go see Walt and them play and then come back home and get ready for my game and stuff like that.
Yo, not for nothing. I'm not going to blow it up online, but they said Walter Berry was getting so much money back then.
Yeah, man.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Walt was getting it, man. If you wanted to learn how to get money, that was the dude to talk to, man.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And I heard he helped get a lot of guys overseas, too, and showed them the ropes and told them the game.
Probably so. He probably did, man. You know, and he always told me, like, yo, you need anything, just call me, yo. I'll come over and get you, you know, help you out. But I was pretty decent, man. I was happy. Everywhere I went, I lucked up, had a good coach, nice team. You know, they treated me right. Because there's a lot of things I hear people saying, yo, I ain't get paid from that country. And I'm like, wow, luckily that shit never happened to me. But I know it happened to a lot of people I know.
Oh, yeah. They'll leave you till you go home broke.
Yes, sir.
What was the best country you played at?
Probably France. Between France and Switzerland, man. But Switzerland just was beautiful, man. It was really, really different. You know, France, you know, it little stink a little bit, but in Switzerland, man, that shit was beautiful, man. Yo, France is crazy, man.
They kind of stink a little bit.
Yo, I was so immature at one point, man. I was signing an autograph, Pepe Le Pew. Shit was fucked up. When I started thinking about it, like, damn, Dre, you ain't had to do that.
Listen, somebody right now probably sold that. Was like, yo, Pepe Le Pew played over here. Wow. So, yo, Dre, who are some of like the ball players and coaches that helped you along the way through your journey that you like to give their flowers right now?
And one coach I will always give the flowers to is Dave McColluogh, man. He just helped me so much, man. You know, if I even ran, 'cause you know where I came from, like I said, man, those projects was tough. So man, we was a little wild over there. He would just sit me down and be like, yo, listen, you need to do this, you need to do that, man. You're too good of a person, you're gonna be a good ball player, but you have to do this to get where you at. He was probably that coach, man. That was my go-to guy, man. You know, my high school coach, you know, they let me do what I want to do. You know, when you got that name on you and that stamp, he didn't let me go crazy. He pulled my collar like, oh, hold up, what you think you're doing? But he's the man. That's the guy right there, man. Another guy is Evander Ford.
New York City icon. You know, that's crazy. I heard when well, the founder of the Gauchos, Lou Dalmeda, wanted him to come on. He said the only way he would come on if he bring his young guys. And at the time, Gauchos didn't have the biddies, right? And
Okay.
he brought Rock Strickland and guys from Mitchell Projects over to the Gauchos, and that, you know, was good for you guys because you guys got to come on when you was young.
Yeah. Tanya, and the other coach that helped me out was probably Evander Ford, man. He was a good guy, man. You know, he was a tough coach that showed you a lot of different tricks and shit. And he's a big time coach in New York City also that a lot of people don't talk about.
Where did he coach at?
Manhattan Center. He coached at I want to say, was it Jr.college, Bronx Community College. He had
Was
a
he
couple
the head
nice
coach at Manhattan Center or assistant?
yeah, a head coach.
Got you. I know exactly who you're talking about now. Yep.
Hmm.
Wow. So after the game was all over, right? What was you doing with yourself? What you find yourself doing after the game was over?
I wound up going back to Manhattan Center, working at Manhattan Center. Worked there for about 15 years, dean of students. Now I'm at Martin Luther King High School. Coached at Hostos Community College for about 5-6 years. Women's basketball. Coached at Manhattan Center for about 7-8 years. Women's basketball. Now I'm
Now
working with.
hold on. Was you a host coach to my guy Harold? Big
No.
H? Okay.
Nuh-uh.
Okay. All right, cool. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Now I asked you, what was you doing at the game over? And my guy Eric Hicks just plugged in from Game Over NYC. What up, E? Big supporter of the show. For sure. So
Yeah.
now, with all that's going on in society today, right? Where they want to introduce the metaverse, they want people in this virtual world. Do you think basketball is going to be as important to kids in the next 10 years?
I think it's always going to be. Yeah, I really do. That's something that's getting a lot of these kids out of trouble, keeping them out of trouble, you know. Some of them come from worse neighborhoods than we came from, and that's all they know how to get themselves out is basketball. Even if they don't go pro, but that game right there is helping them out.
That's real, man. That's real. What are you doing to keep yourself healthy these days? Because it seems like, man, you're still in good shape.
Yeah, I'm in pretty decent shape. I ain't gonna front, man. You know, I do a lot of working out. Only time I do shoot the balls when my nephew's home with me. You know, he used to play with the Nets in Washington. He's now overseas. But when he's home, I'm working out with him. And I work with a sports agency, so I run around after a lot of these kids right now and anyway, trying to get them signed to our agency. I'm with Strategic Sports Agency.
Tell me about that, and how would that help you, you know, further your career in basketball, helping these kids?
It's my first year with them. It's tough. You know, you really got to get to. I travel a lot, going to different colleges, talking to a lot of different kids and their parents. And my thing is, man, I tell them the truth, man. Like I tell them, man, I'm not here to give you no baloney. A lot of these guys, the first thing they say is, "What's in the bag?" I'm like, yo, I'm not that type of dude, man. You know, I'm here to help you make your career go on, so I can help you keep money, show you how to save your money while you playing this game. Because a lot of these guys, man, they get this money, man, and they just go nuts. And after 3 years, they broke, man. They finish. Like I tell them, man, that money coming in, and if you don't keep it coming in, you're gonna be finishing. Like 3 or 4 years, you're done.
So right now, you working on signing your first player?
Yeah, definitely. I've got a couple of cats that I'm very close to signing with me within the next probably month or so. Yeah, so a couple of big dogs. You know, got a kid from Indiana. You know, another kid I'm looking at DePaul University. You know, I got a couple of dudes that we be talking, man, and just gotta hope it goes through because there's a lot of other guys out here and they selling a story. I'm not selling a story. I'm being straightforward. This is how it is. This is what you need to do. If you want to work with us, we need to work with you. This is how it's gonna go down. I keep it real. I ain't selling no dreams to nobody.
Because we come from an era where they sold us a lot of dreams, right?
Exactly.
And it seemed like those guys who lie, who sell the dreams, those the guys that's getting the most kids. And they tell you, that's the game you got to play. But I tell people all the time, fam, I do what I do for the love. The reason why I'm doing these shows, because my guy, Mo Kirby, Dave Edwards, Lee Green, Chris Brooks, and all these guys don't get a chance to tell their story.
Yes, sir.
I do this show because I see Lamar Odom on Drink Champs getting humiliated. You know what I'm saying? And I love Drink Champs. Salute to Nori and Drink Champs. But that wasn't a show for him to come on.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I think New York City needed a place for guys to feel comfortable to come on and tell their story.
Yeah, you're right about that.
You know, so it's all for love for me. Hopefully one day we could turn this thing into something greater. But it got to start somewhere. And we got some great stories so far. And I'm glad to have yours, brother. For real.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
For real. So now we're going to get into top five. I don't want to get you in trouble, Dre. But it is what it is, brother. I want you to keep it as real as possible, which I know you're going to do. Right? So, I want to know who are the top 5 Gaucho players when you was coming up? Top 5 only.
In my group or just Gauchos, period? How I'm doing this? In my group?
I only get you in trouble, so I'm going to say your group.
Nah. My group is easy. Top 5. Mashburn, Eric Mobley, David Edwards.
Mobley. Who was that?
David Edwards.
Got you.
I'm going to name 2 guys. People probably going to say, yo, Dre, you bugging. Tyrone Davis.
Who will be on the show soon. I'm already in contact with Ty.
I'm so sorry.
Crazy. That low.
Crazy. Thank you. Here are my top 5. And I'm not gonna throw myself in there, which I can do very easily, but I'm gonna throw Yoda in there.
Yoda was so ill, and he had such a small physique, but made guys bigger than him look crazy.
Yeah. Easy. But it's hard to do top 5 for my group at Gauchos because I'm still leaving off Carlton Hines, David King.
This is why I only say 5, baby, and not 10.
Yeah. Because that group we had, man, I ain't gonna lie, man, we went around the country and we tore some shit up. We was amazing, man.
Salute to that one. Top 5 players you played against.
Bob Hurley. Steve Smith. Chris Webb. Nick Van Exel, definitely. And I'm going to say Rudy Archer from Maryland.
Rudy Archer from Maryland. Who would have known?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I'm leaving off my main man, Sam Cassell. That's my main man. But yeah.
Another MCI great.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
You was down there with my man Dave Johnson. That was my dude, MCI.
Yes. I was before all of those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the only guy from New York on that team. Perry Carter was on my team, who went to Ohio State. Henry Golightly from Houston, Rob Vickers, Indiana State, and Roger, forget his last name. Roger Lewis, who went to Eastern Michigan.
Okay.
Yep, yep. So now, top 5 players in New York City history.
Whoa, that's deep. Got to see him play in person 3 times. Pearl Washington. Definitely Rod. Got to pick Walter Berry on there. Shit. Damn. Richie Adams and Steve Burke.
Official. Listen, I played Pro-Am with Richie Adams down in Virginia, and he was my roommate. And to hear the stories that he had and the lessons in life that he was giving me, I see us a little bit different than the world see us, right? Because I only take the good,
Right.
with these guys, these stories that they shared with us. And Richie has such an incredible story. He was telling me things and players who I've never known until he put me on to them.
Yeah, Rich. I used to be at Rich House all the time, man. When he was at UNLV, me and his younger brother, we was tight, man. So we used to sit on the floor and watch the games. And we used to be like, yo, that's going to be us one day, man. We can't wait. And it was crazy, man.
Yo, Rich used to tell me how much he loved his mother, what she meant to him. And
Yeah.
he was
Beautiful woman.
just a little bit different. So, he can live up to all the promises that he had, telling his mom's coming up, man. So I love that guy, man, and definitely want to get a chance to talk to him and hear about his renewed life right now.
Yeah. His mom's just a beautiful person, man. She was a nice lady.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, listen, brother, you get a chance to nominate someone because it was a lot of people who nominated you. So a lot of times when I'm reaching out to people, it's because people hit me up saying, yo, G, you need to talk to this person. I put a post up, I think last month, saying who I should have on Basketball Heads, and a few people put your name up. So I'm glad we got a chance to kick it tonight. Now that you've been on the show, you get to nominate someone.
Wow. Ah, man. I don't know if you had him yet, but I would love to see Khalid Reed on him.
I'm actually trying to get him now. Derek,
Okay.
Me and D, we've been, backcourt partner. We've been in constant communication, but he's coaching. So our schedules been in conflict. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yes, sir.
My guy Keith Stroud said, what up, Dre?
Oh, that's my dude right there. Damn, Keith Stroud, love playing with Keith, man. We had some good times, man. Love playing with Keith. Wow, that's my dude.
Yeah, we had him on, and Keith got one of the best pitches out of everyone. I'm like, yo, sometimes my guy, everybody pitches nice, but when you see the pitches that look exactly like the person, you like, damn.
Yeah.
And Keith got one of those, man. He always looks up, man. Life been good to Keith. Appreciate you, my brother. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir, man.
Greg,
Appreciate you having us on, man.
Thank you. Listen, if you can't think of the person right now, you said Khalid Reeves. If you could reach out to Khalid and let him know, yo, you need to go talk to Poole, go on Basketball Heads, so we can make that connection. Because I reached out to him. All right?
Got you. Yes, sir.
No doubt. I appreciate you, my brother. And I'll be sending your pictures soon, man.
Appreciate it, man. Definitely do.
No doubt. Appreciate you, brother.
I enjoy your night.
You too, brother. Salute.
Peace.
No doubt. Wow. Another great episode, man. Listen, this never gets old with me. Every episode is a new episode. Thank you, E. I appreciate you. Want to make sure that as many New York City ballers get a chance to tell their story. That's the goal. For all you other people, it's probably doing it for the hype. You're doing it for the numbers. I hear you. But we ain't going nowhere. Basketball Heads Live, the official home for New York City basketball. And oh yeah, make sure you go to the YouTube page and go hit subscribe so you get all the shows. We out. Peace.
Y'all ready?
Y'all ready?